Self-driving car technology. How do self-driving cars work? Landmark Dividend. Self-driving vehicles have gotten a mainstream topic of conversation nowadays, and all things considered, driverless vehicles may very well achieve the greatest cultural unrest since, indeed, the mechanical upheaval, and apparently everybody's getting in on it. From gossipy tidbits about the Apple self-driving vehicle to genuine world, driverless vehicle applications from organizations like Lyft and Uber, self-governing vehicles are ready to turn into a staple in our car industry in only a couple brief years. What's driving this interest in self-driving vehicles? Driverless vehicles remain to tackle a wide range of issues, similar to traffic deferrals and car accidents brought about by driver blunder. Yet it doesn't stop there. Self-governing vehicles will bring to advertise a wide range of new and energizing applications for an assortment of businesses, such as delivery, transportation, and crisis transportation. There's a long way to go about driverless vehicles and how they will change the car scene later on, which is the reason we've assembled this article that covers all you require to think about how self-driving vehicles work and what benefits they could give to us. Self-driving vehicles. What is a self-driving car? Albeit Flow Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, ADAS, give significant security capacities like pre-impact admonitions, guiding help, and program slowing down, self-driving vehicles take these advances to a higher level by totally eliminating the requirement for a driver. Truly, there are levels to self-governance. What separates is follows. Level 0. The robotized framework has no influence over the vehicle, yet may provoke the driver of risks. Level 1. The driver and the robotized framework share control of the vehicle. Instances of this can be found in many vehicles furnished with ADAS. Level 2. The computerized framework is equipped for assuming full responsibility for the vehicle. Notwithstanding, the driver should be prepared to intercede if the framework neglects to perceive a likely danger. Level 3. The automated framework assumes full responsibility for the vehicle and the traveler can securely remove their consideration from driving errands. In any case, they should in any case have the option to mediate. Level 4. Driver can securely redirect all consideration from driving assignments and let the mechanized framework take full control. This usefulness is right now restricted to explicit, geofenced regions and other moderately controlled environments. 1. Level 5. No human mediation is required. Tolerating autonomy. While the possibility of a vehicle driving itself in and out of town may appear to be absolutely alarming, we need to remember that our reality is as of now loaded up with various computerized frameworks that make our lives simpler, more secure, and more agreeable. For instance, Amazon, the biggest and perhaps the most dearest online retailers in the US, right now uses in excess of 100,000 mechanical frameworks in their delivery activities, a considerable lot of which are totally autonomous. 2, 3, 4. Likewise, we need to recollect that, at whatever point we get on a plane, most of the flight is in the possession of the plane's autopilot framework, so the pilots can zero in on other significant exercises like route, framework observing, and communication. 5. Thusly, we need to view at self-driving vehicles as simply one more robotized framework that, over the long haul, will furnish us with a wide range of advantages, a significant number of which are still to be found. Self-driving car technology. How do driverless cars work? Self-driving vehicle innovation. Self-driving vehicles utilize a wide scope of advancements like radar, cameras, ultrasound, and radio receiving wires to explore securely on our streets. In present-day self-governing vehicles, these advancements are utilized related to each other, as every one gives a layer of independence that aids make the whole framework more solid and vigorous. For instance, Tesla's driverless vehicle innovation, known as Autopilot, utilizes 8 cameras to give 360-degree deceivability, while 12 ultrasonic sensors and a forward-looking radar work to examine the vehicle's environmental factors for potential hazards. 6. Nonetheless, one key segment still being developed that will eventually make independent vehicles more dependable is the execution of 5G cell organizations. Like the 4G LTE associations we're familiar with on our cell phones, 5G is a sort of portable broadband that takes into account the remote exchange of information starting with one gadget then onto the next, just at a whole lot quicker rate. How quick is 5G? At top throughput, 5G vows to be near 1000% quicker than 4G LTE, which will make association misfortunes. For example, high dormancy and long reaction times a relic of times gone by. Prepared on self-governing vehicles, 5G organizations will consider consistent correspondence starting with one vehicle then on to the next. However, it doesn't stop there. We are quick moving toward a world overwhelmed by IoT gadgets, where everything, be it a mechanized vehicle or a traffic signal, will be associated with a fast organization or the like, empowering a wide range of new and energizing usefulness. Vehicle to Vehicle, V2V. Driverless vehicle. As referenced, one of the vital advantages of a quick, dormancy-free high-velocity network is the capacity for self-ruling vehicles to speak with each other. This kind of consistent correspondence will permit self-governing vehicles to trade data about their present position, course, and perils out and about. For instance, if two vehicles are going on a solitary path roadway and the vehicle in front, through its locally available senses, distinguishes an unsafe street condition, that data can be transferred to the vehicle behind so it can start slowing down and changing its course. Also, with an entire organization of interconnected vehicles, gridlock could be lightened since vehicles will actually want to settle on astute choices about their present course to keep a consistent pace of vehicle stream. Vehicle to Infrastructure, V2I. Other than speaking with different vehicles, self-driving vehicles associated with a 5G organization can likewise speak with various foundation components that make up our streets and other transportation frameworks. As a basic model, thinking about leaving, while an autopilot vehicle might have the option to get you from direct A toward point B, how might the vehicle realize where to leave? With vehicles continually going back and forth, it's basic that self-driving vehicles can design their course ahead of time to keep up supreme proficiency. Accordingly, data about accessible parking spots can be communicated ridiculous to a self-driving vehicle through sensors that screen whether a parking space is involved. When this data is gotten by the vehicle, that space would then be able to be saved for that particular vehicle, and this booking can be communicated ludicrous so numerous driverless vehicles aren't battling for a similar parking spot. Vehicle to Pedestrian, V2P. Autopilot vehicle. While correspondence among vehicles and foundation is significant, it's considerably more significant that the vehicles are intensely mindful of people on foot and their accurate area. In the US, mechanized vehicles are answerable for the passings of about 15 Americans every single day, which is 15 too many. 7. Self-sufficient vehicles will be unable to kill these occurrences. Notwithstanding, almost certainly, self-driving vehicles will actually want to essentially decrease this number of passings sooner or later. How can it function? A large portion of us don't venture out from home without our cell phones or some kind of web-prepared gadget, e.g., smartwatch, tablet, and so on, which implies that in some structure we are quite often associated with the web. Curiously, large numbers of these gadgets, as cell phones, can utilize GPS to decide the specific area of the individual utilizing the gadget. With a 5G organization, this data can be immediately transferred to a self-ruling vehicle voyaging close by, making it mindful of the person on foot's whereabouts consistently. With this degree of availability, driverless vehicles will actually want to respond progressively to the situation of a walker with crash anticipation estimates like slowing down and programmed directing, which thusly should make our roads a lot more secure to walk. Advantages of self-driving cars. As talked about, there are some undeniable advantages to self-driving vehicles, like a decrease in rush hour gridlock fatalities, car accidents, and gridlock. Notwithstanding, there are some other more subtle advantages that accompany robotization, some of which are recorded beneath. Decrease in infrastructure spending. In certain pieces of the United States, as Los Angeles, claiming a vehicle is essentially a need. Be that as it may, as the quantity of vehicles out and about increments because of populous development, the requirement for framework overhauls develops with it. travel the roads of SoCal, and you're probably going to see endeavors to grow turnpikes eventually during your drive. This sort of framework spend intends to build the limit of our roads, expressways and roads so they can oblige more vehicles all at once. Notwithstanding, this interaction is roundabout, implying that in only a couple brief years, as the populace has developed once more, extra overhauls will probably have to happen. Be that as it may, with self-driving vehicles and diminished gridlock, there will be to a lesser degree a requirement for burning through cash on framework overhauls, as the traffic will actually want to oversee itself. Energy conservation. Energy conservation. Fuel utilization is a worry for some Americans, particularly since the cost of gas can fluctuate significantly from one year to another. Furthermore, the way wherein workers drive can significantly affect their vehicle's MPG. For instance, if you somehow manage to give 100 unique suburbanites a similar vehicle appraised at, say, 34 mpg on the thruway, you're probably going to get a beautiful blended assortment of normal MPGs toward the finish of the test.